It's always adorable whenever my younger brother gets defensive on my dad's behalf again. Dad's not an A plus narcissist. And I say, dude, you post driving selfies on Facebook. You're way past the point of objectivity, bro. Can I get a holla for hunter, killer, holla? Thank you very much. If I could do it all over again, I would have substituted my no show Jewish grandma at my wedding. If I could do it all over again, I would have replaced my no show Jewish grandma at my wedding with a wise black grandma substitute instead. How hard would that be? All I had to do was post an ad on Craigslist that said, wise black grandma needed for a wedding in Woodstock, New York. Tyler Perry impersonators are welcome, but must be comfortable performing in front of white audiences only. So it always enriches the heart whenever you're reunited with your father again and you try to hug him for old time's sake and his shoulders collapse on you. Is only after he calls you a racist because you insist on making fun of LeBron James, aka King of the Persecution Complex, or as they call him in France these days, a floppy Le Pew. And my dad says, "You're racist. You don't like black people." I said, "Dad, did you bang a girl named Portia Walker in LA? I didn't think so." And stop acting as if I have parental controls on my son's Amazon devices that only allows them to watch Gonzaga team scrimmages on the alt-right network. 4 out of 5 starters ain't bad. Can I get a holla for Hunter, Killer, Meatloaf, Lives? Holla, thank you very much. So I do everything in life late. Marriage late, kids late, first DUI at 49 years old late. What's next? Open up a Snapchat account at 70. I even got diagnosed with scoliosis at 49 years old, which seems like a gross oversight on my mom's part. I tell my mom about the diagnosis, and she says, "At least now you can work on your posture." And I said, "Mom, it's a little late for debutante school. Plus, Mom, it's harder than ever to go down on myself. Some mommy empathy, please." Can I get a holla for mommy empathy, please? Hunter, killer, extraordinaire. Holla, thank you very much. But the diagnosis was wrong. Uh, I did not have scoliosis. It turns out that I was just in extreme pain because I was diagnosed with a pinched nerve that I got as a result of sucking in too many sighs around my wife, especially after I read her the stellar reviews that I got for a couple of my books. Just give you a little context here. So I'm a stay-at-home female comedian at this point, doing one podcast after another. And I had already written a bunch of books, such as the Great American Jew Novel, a tremendous anti-Semitic qualifying gift for this upcoming holiday season. And my wife says, if you write one more book, I'm leaving you. So I wrote 3 more. Because if I'm not going to triple down on me, who else will? So one of these books was The Koshertarian Comedians. Another book was Waste of Height, really short stories, and Just Red Pilled. all available on Amazon. God forbid I plug my books 1,000 podcasts later. And so I'm reading these reviews to my wife, and they're all super emotive. Um, and I'm feeling like a critic's darling, like the New York Dolls back in the day, with even more anemic sales numbers. And my wife says, AI wrote those book reviews for you. And I said, babe, alt-right AI isn't even a thing yet, babe. Can I get a holla for Hunter, Killer Extraordinaire? Holla, thank you very much. So when I started writing, before I started writing these books, around the time when I launched this podcast, like 8 years ago, I learned that this company, this website called the Good Men Project, I learned that they were going to publish a bunch of my blogs on unplanned fatherhood because I never mastered the art of the pump fake, such as some titles included Funnier Dad, Happier Baby, Children are Family Upgrades, especially in my instance. And so I'm very excited. I've never had my blogs reposted before. Got endless likes, but never reposted on other platforms. So now I have publishable clips. And I tell my wife about this and I'm super excited. And she says, how much are they paying you for it? And I said, less than your parents give us? So nothing. Can I get a holla for Hunter, Killer, holla? Thank you very much. So if your mother can't muster the goodwill to text you, I'm your happy Father's Day, when you've already given her three fuss-free grandchildren versus your brother's standalone bastard one, then chances are you're the sloppy second son. Can I get a holla for Hunter, Killer, holla? Thank you very much. When your father transfers the smell of shitty Arabic Territon 100 cigarettes on top of your newborn daughter who came out smelling like organic strawberries and strawberry kefir, and now she smells like Don Draper's corpse draped in Aramis, and you yell at your father for the first time ever. You confront your dad because you're disgusted, knowing that your April fresh daughter is now tainted by his shitty Arabic cigarette smell, resulting in your newborn daughter now smelling like Don Draper's corpse draped in Aramis. And when you yell at your dad for it, and then your mom calls you next day and says, I can't believe you yelled at your father, and for the record, I'm on your father's side no matter what. That happens to you, then chances are you're the sloppy second son. If your dad insists on dragging you to the Westchester County Center your senior year in high school to sell off all the remnants, all the links to your age of innocence in the form of basketball trading cards consisting of all the rookies of the original Dream Team, so you could afford drinking money in Cancun for a trip that he's already paying for, then chances are you're the sloppy second son. Can I get a holla for Hunter, Killer, holla? Thank you very much. So I showed my family, my kids, the movie Dances with Wolves for the first time after Thanksgiving this year, and they really got into it. And my son had picked up on this reference when we were watching it when he says, "Oh, Dances with Wolves, Daddy, I get it. Is that why you call Papa trips on curbs? Can I get a holla for Hunter, Killer, holla? Thank you very much." But I really want to get my wife pregnant by mistake again, so I can name our four-child Jose Alvarado Cornbluth. Then I'll out hipster all of Brooklyn in one swoop. Last time I told that joke to my father-in-law, he tensed immediately. I said, "Relax, pops. I haven't banged your daughter in years." And when I mean bang, I mean engage in endlessly sweaty sex where the bed elevates despite perpetual poundage downwards, which defies all laws of gravity whatsoever. And which reminds me, not too long ago, my daughter, she discovered these remnants from our sweaty sex period. Those remnants being these amazing love notes that my wife put together for me one year for Valentine's Day when we used to live in Park Slope. But this is like ages ago, back when like Lena Dunham had much skinnier arms and wasn't so full of herself. So, and these notes they had, what did they have? They had these cute like butterfly stickers, and they had all of these like beautiful like notes of affection. There was like glitter on all of them, and all these love notes had these beautiful notes of affection, such as one of them was, "I love how you kiss Blondie." So my daughter comes across this love note of affection, and one night, and I'm in the same room with her, and she says, "Daddy, who's Blondie?" And I said, "Easier on the eyes than the Ramones? Next question." Can I get a holla for sweaty sex period artifacts of affection? Holla, hunter, killer, thank you very much. So Jill Biden, White House, Jill Biden, White House trash hoe, insists that if Joe Biden ran against Trump instead of allowing Camel Toe Harris to run, Jill Biden insists that if Joe Biden ran again, he would have beaten Trump. Sure, and Brittany Griner has a birthing people hole. And Joy Behar is the new Chief Happiness Officer for Breitbart, assuming Colbert isn't available. Hunter, killer, holla. You totally want to Charlie Kirk me right now, don't you? Holla, hunter, killer, thank you very much.